Hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me, see me. Uh, who all we have in here so far? We have Little Rich, who is first. We have Brendan, Scott, Basson with Big Malone, Michael, Jimbo, Slice, Dave Jolly, Frank, Scott. I think I said Scott. Faith Fishing. And our favorite Canadian, Heather, is in here. And Michael. Anyways, welcome everybody. I wanted to do a little unboxing. I got a couple things from American Legacy. Talk about a couple updates on my kayak, and then open the floor to whatever you guys want. If you guys can see behind me, that is all tackle that I need to sort. That is semi-sorted tackle. Way too much. Thanks, Brandon. I am slowly working on getting better at this whole YouTube live thing, but the light makes my eyes, where my sunglasses are on, looks even worse. They don't have jurisdiction here at Michael Bradley. Sweet hot Adam. Very nice, nice fan. Okay. Oh, sweet hat. Thanks, Michael. Actually, I guess I'll talk about that. I did a quick live on this the other night, or the other day. This is a pig jig. You can find him on Instagram. He makes custom hand tied jigs, and if you follow his Instagram, he's been running a promotion right now where if you buy the hat, he'll throw in a one-of-one jig. This is the jig that I purchased. So definitely got all the chartreuse, the pink, the blues, the purples, a little bit of flash in there. And then the paint job on that head is just crazy. You got your orange, your chartreuse in there, and weed guard. I paired it up. This is a Bitters bait, just your standard paddle tail and cotton candy. I thought it matched really well. I haven't had a chance to throw this yet, but yeah, he tie pig jigs. He can make almost anything that you want. So check him out on Instagram, and you buy the hat, you get a one-of-one jig, and they're pretty cool. So, but yep, that's what that's from Michael. But apologize there for a minute. I thought you were saying I was hot, and I was like, okay, this is getting weird. All right, let's get started. So let me start this way first. As you know, American Legacy has their elite program. This is just a little advertisement they put, kind of let you guys see what the benefits are. And right now they're in the middle of what they're calling their spring sales. They're going to do 9 weeks of different promotions. Last week was, if you signed up for their elite membership, you got a $25 store credit immediately, and then you got 25% off your entire purchase. However, for people that were already elite members, they gave us the 25% off, and we got early access. So typically they get 2 to 3 days notice on whatever sale. They just sent the email out today. They're getting ready to do a sale Wednesday. I think it's 20%. I could be wrong on the percentage, but it's going to be on Steez products. That lineup, and then that goes live Wednesday. But being an elite member, we get early access. And then I think on top of that promotion, if you spend another $25, they'll give you an additional 5% off the stees. And then the cool thing is, every purchase you make with them as an elite member, you get 10% back. So that's the elite program. Highly recommend you guys check it out. So this is what I purchased with it, and I'm going to kind of steal this idea from Tyler at Hook Sets Are Free, go over the pricing, and then because I want to incorporate what the sales were. So the first thing I did, the first thing I got some fishing line. This is from Sunline, Defire 22-pound shooter. Just your standard, I guess, copolymer, if you want to call it. But this is, the price for this is $14.69. So for two of them, it was $29.38. Sorry, guys, I gotta get better at holding stuff up. So I got a couple things of this. I then got a roll of monofilament. I got a bunch of reels I need to respool. 17-pound Defire, the shooter. This was $23.79 for a roll. This is 330 yards. And then I just picked up a KVD 1.5, nothing special. I picked it up in chartreuse shad, and the price on this was $6.39. The color of the line, Michael, this one is moss green, or their version of a green. And then the shooter, I believe, is green as well. They do have copper colored line on their website though. But I'm almost positive that this, I don't see it's weird. They don't put the color on it. I'm 99% sure. Okay, I can just look here. So this is stealth gray. This is stealth gray. And then this is what they call stealth green. Matt, this particular one they're calling stealth gray. But anyways, so for the two, it was $29.38 for the two smaller things of line, $23.79 for the nylon, and then $6.39 for the KVD crank. Then with their 25% off, I got $15.17 off. So all that was like $44.39. I did not pay shipping because as an elite member, you never pay shipping no matter what the order total is. And on top of that, I got 10% back. So I did with the 10% back, and I was able to use the code again. I just picked this up on a whim. I picked up the Berkeley Fritz side. This is the Ghost Morning Dawn. I'm actually really excited to throw this color. Let me take it out. But the cool thing is this Berkeley Click and Fritz side, this is the 5, is regularly $10.89. I used the savings code again, so that saved me $7.18. Then I used my my 10% back, and I ended up only paying $3.73. So I'm not sponsored by American Legacy or anything, but I think it's a pretty good deal. I don't know. So definitely a really cool color. Got your purples, chartreuse. I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you'll pick it up or not, but maybe it's translucent through there. So nice green back. Pretty excited about this color. The shad colors seem to be really working. It's a very, I don't even know if you guys can hear it. It's very, very subtle. Hey, even better, Adam. Gray should look nice on a reel too. Yeah. Thanks, Brendan. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Yeah, I can see all the way through it. I know the camera's just not picking it up, but yeah, it's translucent. So, and the click as I is very okay. It's from side to side. It's very subtle. So, pretty excited to throw that. The other thing I received today in the mail was, sorry, I should have been prepared and had that closer. As many of you know, I purchased a kayak. I purchased a bona fide SS 127, and I bought a Garmin fish finder for it, and I was getting ready to wire it up. I needed a battery, so I decided to order a lithium battery, but I did not look at the description, and this is my battery. Way too big for what I had originally planned. So something unique about the Bonafide is they have this thing called a dry pod. Obviously, it's very easy to remove. In the back here, this has a little hinge it clips in, locks in, and then there's another piece on the front right here that locks in. But the cool thing about this is on the sides, it's just like any tackle box, and it allows it to open. It does have an O-ring. It is supposed to be water sealed, but Bonafide designed this with a fish finder in mind. So the idea is all your wiring, your battery, everything would go in here. On the back, they kind of made a place for your transducer mount. Then the bottom is actually, if you can tell, is almost in the perfect shape as a transducer to attach it. And then you would mount the screen right to the top. And the idea behind it is when you're done fishing, it's all contained, and I can just remove the whole thing, put it in my Jeep, or store it in my house. Don't have to worry about it. So that's what the plan was, but like I said, I don't know how to read measurements online. So my battery is definitely way too big. So I think what I'm going to do is look into like a Harbor Freight or something and getting a waterproof type case, and that the battery can fit in, wiring it up, and then doing that. So it'll still be the same system. That is the money pod. Yeah, it's going to cost me money. But so yeah, that's what my next project is, to look at that. Hey Tim, welcome. And then today I got to take the kayak out for the very first time. Unfortunately, I didn't catch anything, but that's okay. It was more of an opportunity to test the kayak out, see what I like, what I didn't like, what I think I needed, didn't need, and that stuff. I was pleasantly surprised. I did some standing and casting, um, and I was JP, didn't see you sneak in here. Was very excited, but that it was really stable, really easy to cast from. I never felt like I was going to tip. Comfortable. The chair was really comfortable once I got the lumbar support set and the angle and everything that I liked. Uh, the very first thing I know I need to deal with is a anchoring system. I was in a river today fighting current, so you guys already know how that ended. I was constantly paddling to keep myself in position. Um, so I've been looking around how I want to do it. I know the typical people will use an anchor wizard, or excuse me, an anchor trolley, or now they're putting power poles on kayaks. But I found a product. Well, I didn't find it. I found people talking about called an anchor wizard. If you guys aren't familiar with it, the short of it is it has an anchor that goes on the back of your stern, and it's in a chute. And then what happens is you have a little crank by your thing, and what it does is when you release the tension on that chute, it just flips over, releases your anchor into the water, and then when you're done, you just crank it right back up, and it pulls it up all the, and nothing touches your boat, nothing harms your boat, and things like that. Hey, Caro. Um, what did do players? So that's it for the unboxing right now. Was there anything specific that anybody wanted to talk about? If not, I was going to go through my I had one more thing I want to show. I was going to show you guys some of my ultralight baits, unless there's anything specific that anybody wanted to talk about or ask me about, and I could show you. I have all my jigs in here tonight. I do have my JDM stuff I've gotten lately, but one thing I wanted to show you: big baits, big baits, big baits. I mean, I don't have a lot of big baits. I could show you absolutely what I have, Brendan. We can see. But before I show that, this isn't necessarily tackle, but this is something I use a lot when I'm out fishing. Let's see some swim baits. All right, Faith, I'll show you what couple things I got. I don't have a lot of swim baits. I live in Florida, and one of the big things in Florida is mosquitoes. So I don't like to put a lot of bug spray in. I don't like the feeling of it, and Lord knows what's in it. But a product I have found, and this is just for you gentlemen and I guess ladies if that have beards. This is you guys have all heard of beard oil. Maybe some of you use it, maybe if you don't. But this is called Bushwhacker by Badass Beard Company. I use this a lot because this is what's this got in it? It's got a lot of different things in it, but it's got a lot of citronella, lemongrass, things like that, things that are natural repellents to bugs and mosquitoes. And I find it helps out a lot, at least keeps them out of my face. So if you have a beard, definitely give them a check out. Check them out. It's called Badass Beard Company, the Bushwhacker, and they specifically designed this for outdoor use. It's all natural if you care about that. Just something unique I wanted to share that I personally use. I shave my goatees and stash. What, like every 3 months there, Brendan? We are getting our group stacked up if you think about it in our private chat, Adam. uh, I am the tiny bait guy. I do own a couple big baits. I'll grab them. You guys will have to. I got a couple right here. I just showed these recently, so I apologize to those that have already seen them. But Faith, I'll definitely grab them. Let me see what I have over here hanging. All right, and grab one last thing. Okay. I apologize for having to walk away, but I was not prepared for that. So, Adam, when you get a chance, check the shooter to fire diameter and compare it to your normal line. See how much smaller 17 pounds should be. Okay. Oh, thanks. Oh, just so everybody knows, I have Daniel on here as my moderator, but he also can do fancy stuff. He's my, like the burly guys have chaws. Daniel's my chaws. But yeah, Matt, I'll definitely check out and see the diameter differences. That line that I purchased was recommended by Matthew. He hasn't steered me wrong yet, so we'll go from there. All right, Faith, and I guess Brendan, and I know you saw most of these. His name is in blue for some reason, though. So, Matthew, his name's not blue because he's not moderating through YouTube itself. He's actually moderating through Yardstream. He has full control. So, all right, I need that. I've got a big old Duck Dynasty beard. I'll tell you what, Tim. I mean, when I started growing the beard, I started using beard oil just like most people do, just because I didn't like the itchiness and keeps it soft. My wife prefers it and all that. When I found that, it was a game changer because I'm always out fishing or camping, and that just helps keep it cleaned up, keep the bugs and everything away. Matt was just looking at that stuff online after Adam showed it. That what you like throwing most of your bigger baits on. So this the 22 pound is what Matt recommended to me for the big swim baits or my bigger baits. He actually I believe recommended 20 pound. They only had the 22 available, and then the 17 pound, is going to be more for my crankbaits and stuff like that. So Dave Jolly, it does wash out pretty easily. There's a whole world that you can get into with beards. There's YouTube lives about it and everything. I keep it pretty simple. I put oil in every morning, every evening, just to keep this all nice and soft. When I take a shower, about every 2 or 3 days, well, I shower every day, but every 2-3 days, I actually have specific shampoo that's made for the beard, and I'll wash it out. You don't want to wash it out too much. But yeah, it's pretty easy. It doesn't hurt if you leave it in. But yeah, it's nice. And it smells okay. I'm not wearing that particular one for the scent. The best way I can describe it is it smells like lemon pledge. So it's not awful, I guess. But anyways, let's see. JP and I'm just catching up on this real all right. Faith. So you want to see some of my bigger baits. Is Faith still in here, I hope? The first one is this is a crawler that I got recently from the Hookup Tackle. This is the Depths NZ Crawler Jr. So I've thrown it a few times already. I've had a couple blowups on it. It's pretty nice. It's got really good action with that hinge right there. You got the spinner in the back. They call this Japanese catfish is the collar. But it's a topwater bait. It's a crawler walker. I love this style bait. And what's unique about this one, what I really like about it is it's got a flat bottom. They always had a blade on them. Never noticed that. I honestly could not answer that, Brendan. Ooh. Everyone I saw had the blade because they do make a bigger version of this. But what's unique about this with the flat bottom, I noticed when I started throwing it, is it rolls. And it's by design, but I mean, it rolls a lot. Like it's almost like somebody swimming and coming up for air. Really cool on the water. I'll probably eventually get the bigger one. So let me get that away. Huh. Looks like one of the inserts came off out of one of my eyes. I heard it. I'll have to contact Dobbins and get that taken care of. Next, we have this is by Clay A Baits. I've shown this a few times. This is their water vole. It's a wake bait, kind of mouse. Let's see if we get out of the way. But pretty cool little bait. Had a lot of followers on it. I do notice with the bigger baits, you get a lot of follows, but not a lot of commitment. I didn't particularly care for this color after I saw it. This is their green pumpkin is what they called it. But it's got really good action. But the unique thing about this, I think this for this is like $20 or something. So that's pretty cool wake bait. And since we're talking about wake baits and rats and stuff, remember everybody, I will be doing a giveaway for once I hit 100 subscribers. This is the Thunderhawk Rat Benny wake bait. It is this is their mink collar. It's a 1/2 ounce. So make sure you're sharing, subscribing. Then at some point we'll do a live once I hit 100 subscribers and give this away. All right. Adam, one bug spray I found that works and doesn't use DEET is Off Family Care Clean Feel with Picard, and it doesn't make you feel sticky or greasy like DEET does, and no scent either. Yeah, I know there's a lot of different variations out there, Tom. Typically, if I'm camping or I'm going to be out there outside for a long time, I've really gotten used to using the I'm horrible with pulling stuff out of memory. They use like butane and they heat up thermocells. I know you can buy them at Walmart, but good night, Faith. They have the little pads, and then they heat up and they create usually like a 30-foot radius. I have a special one. Well, not special. I have a different one than like what they sell at Walmart. Mine, instead of using the little butane cartridges that they sell, mine actually screws to a butane that you would use for a camp stove or something. It's just more cost effective that way. But I like I said, they're okay. All right. I'll continue on to the big baits since I went and got them. This is a ducket bait. I can't remember the name of it. I think it's their shad. It's shad something. It's 4 pieces. I've thrown it a couple times. I haven't gotten bid on it. Your front hook, it is magnetic. It's pretty inexpensive. I talked to Matt and Brendan, who are both the most experts I know on big baits, and they kind of recommended this as a beginner's bait to throw. So I've thrown it, like I said, I've thrown it a couple times. Haven't had any hits on it yet, but I haven't really put a lot of time into it. So I'll have to throw that some more. Cheaper bullshit, basically. There you go, Brendan. All right. A couple other baits that I've shown these before, but I'd be more than happy to show them again. This is another crawler. Let's talk about Boyd Duckett. I have nothing on that. I would have nothing I could add to that topic, except I know it's a brand, Tim. So this is another crawler. This is made by Raid. This is their Dodge. The collar on this is called Gotham, so it kind of goes from a black down to a bone white. Got the feathers or marabou on the hooks, then your wings that will come out, and as you're crawling it. I haven't had a chance to throw that one yet. Really looking forward to it. Like I said, I really like the crawl baits. And then last kind of real big bait I have. I am more of an ultralight finesse guy. It's just what I enjoy. But this is also a Raid bait. This is called the Killer D. If you guys are familiar from back in the day, the promo head ends, or the big buds as they called them, the Budweiser cans, that's basically what this is. Just really big upsized. Got your metal blade, metal lip. Got that big golden blade on the back. I can't wait to throw it. I can't remember the color. Let me look. They call this color Big Mouth, so I'm assuming they're referencing a bass pattern, which that's what it looks like to me. But yeah, I think that's going to be a great bait to throw on the top water. I hope, Matt, I'm ready to catch some larger caliber fish. Though I didn't do too bad yesterday. I only had like 45 minutes or so to get out. But in that time, I got two pretty decent sized ones. Looks like half of a depth silent killer. Oh, you're talking about the depths 2-piece. That's like this. Only right here it would have a hinge, and then it has the yeah. I just always call it it's a Japanese version of the big buds. Which, believe it or not, I actually have one of those. Right here. Whoa. Well, this is Coors, but yep. So I picked these up not too long ago. Pretty excited. Oh, Adam, you should have super tiny depth slide swimmers. You would love the super tiny depth slide swimmers. I don't know what that is, Brendan, but I will definitely have to check it out. The Coors one looks so good. Yeah. When I got the email that these were in, I grabbed them. The Coors one probably won't ever get thrown, or at least not anytime soon. And if you guys are ever looking for some older lures or baits, whether you're a collector or there's just something that they don't make anymore, but you're like, you want it, check out mybaitshop.com. They have stuff on there I've never heard of, never seen. They got everything. So, but they also have baits that cost $500-$600 just because they're so highly collectible. I'll send you the link. Thanks, Brendan. I'll definitely check them out. Nothing to brag about. We fished about half a day on a lake I'm fishing in tournament on this coming Saturday. Yeah, I wouldn't use that one, to be honest. A lot harder to find. The Budweiser one is older anyway. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I have to show as far as big baits go. Anything else that you guys want to see? I'd be more than happy to show you ultralight stuff. I do have that. I have lots of that. Or anything anybody want to talk about specific? Show your micro stuff. So this is my standard ultralight box. I have a JDM ultralight box here. Brendan would love the ultralight stuff. You're right. I'm doing this for you, Brendan. Let's see. You guys have all seen tiny jigs or jig heads, so there's nothing special about that. All right. First of all, the Itsy Bitsy Minnow by Strike King. I think we've all seen these. Pretty cool little lure. Just a tiny little crank. Break out that ultralight juice at him. I got it, Tim. I have not thrown any of those yet. Looking forward to it. I don't know that I would necessarily call this ultralight, but it's a smaller poppin' frog. I actually haven't had an opportunity to throw this particular one yet, but it's definitely your smaller style. I'll save that. I'm just going through the quick stuff here real quick. All the lipless cranks that like to stick together. That's the first. That first one looks like Ozeri Snap Bean. No. It's basically the same idea. I mean, I know there's a lot of different companies, JP, that make some variation of this, but these are Strike King. One of them, this one may be, I don't think it's cream baits, but I don't know, whatever's in that little dollar box at Walmart. That might be that brand. All right. So another bait I like to throw a lot is the Rebel crick hopper. So you got your, Fire Tiger, different. I mean, they make this in a million colors. They call this brown. One of my favorite things to do with this is I'll just throw it out and just let it sit 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds. Cream. Thank you, Carol. Every once in a while, I'll give it a couple twitches because it just goes, and then, crank it once it's time. But typically I get bit on the crick hoppers and another bait I'm going to show in a second, way before I even start reeling it in. And then I can't remember what brand this is. This might be some variation of Rapala. I could be wrong, but it's basically a little grasshopper with a cupped mouth, little popper in grasshopper form. We ain't fishing for second place, buddy. We're in it to win. Come back. So That's one of my favorite baits, crick bait or the crick hopper. And like I said, they have a million colors. I'm horrible with lure names. I just know what they do and when I want to throw them. That tiny 1.5-inch rattling Rapala works great. I think there are a little better. I know older ones were butane. Not sure if it still is. Cool. I believe this Rebel calls the Humphrey. Just another little small crankbait, shallow diver, obviously. I think I bought the critter pack, and this was what was in it. Little orange belly, little brown. Now, I found a bait that I didn't know existed when I was on the LureNet website, but I think it was discontinued, or because everywhere I went looking for it, I couldn't. So I ended up having to go to eBay, and I bought every one I could. This is another Rebel lure, but it's a tiny. Let's see if I can do that. No, it's a tiny wake bait. So I ended up having to go to eBay for these. They have another crank that's the same model, but not the waking version. So I grabbed your Fire Tiger. I think I got 3 of each is what I was able to get. And then the threadfin shad. So just little tiny wake bait. I feel like Top Water gets it a lot. So I do have varying colors of little jerk baits, the Rapala shad wraps and or jerk baits and things. Let's see. Of course, no ultralight kit would be complete without a little mini torpedo. I think they call these the baby torpedoes. Juicy fruit. Those are all too small for my style. Well, Brendan, I don't know. I like it. Another little fun top water. And then probably one of the more used Rebel baits. Ooh, this one's got line on it. Good. Is their crawdad. So they're a little diver. And they make these in various a million colors, but also you can get them that are deep diving, so on and so forth. Most people know what the Rebel Crawl is. This is the teeny crawl. They come in various sizes. So, and probably one of my favorite Rebel baits of all time. Let me get it out. Is the Bumblebug. It is a hard bait. Kind of same fishing style as the crick hopper. I mean, it's pretty much the same lip, but the difference is I believe it sits just a little bit lower in the water, almost right where these little plastic wings, well, hard plastic, are sitting right on the surface. Once again, I just throw it out there and twitch it, and then it just, to me, the vibration that it creates and the movement displacement is just looks like a bug on the water, and they just engulf that. Probably by far my most favorite Rebel lure that they make. And then your standard rooster tail. This just happens to be Tinsel Nightmare Tiger is the color. This is probably one of those colors I bought just because it caught me, and it probably won't ever catch a fish. And then this bait right here, it's just a variation of a beetle spin. This is made by Ribbit or Stanley. Yeah, I think they call this the. It's not the Ribbit Junior. They have a name for it, but this is their. I don't know if you're familiar with Stanley. Most of their jig heads that they make is this triangular shape. Then it's your standard paddle tail toad type body, and then you have a little blade on there. I've caught on this particular one. I caught like a 3-pound bass on, just buzzing it through. So that's pretty much my standard. Oh, these are worth showing in case most people probably have never seen them before. I had never seen them until I was randomly in a store, and I know they've been out forever. I'm sure didn't figure out as much as I had hoped. Those Bumblebug Smash Trout. Oh, I bet. I still throw Crawdad Rebels in creeks for smallmouth great bait. Yeah, JP. If they did statistics on it, I bet it's got to be one of their number one sellers. Everybody knows what it is. So I was at Academy Sports not too long ago. I've never seen this bait before, this brand. So I picked up a couple just because they were cheap. They call the Stanley head a keeled bullet, Adam. Thank you. I know that Stanley does a lot of, I think all their stuff's that shape. But anyways, this is from a company called H&H. They've been around forever. This is just a little spinner bait. It's unique. The head on it's kind of this weird, this more flat shape. You can see it there. That's good. The tails or the skirt is a little bit thicker. It is rubber. Then you have a hammered blade on it. I recently threw one of these. What's weird first, and I don't know why. I don't know what they're. I mean, I'm sure somebody probably knows, or maybe it's just there is no reason. But they don't come with hooks on them. Pillhead, thanks. I mean, they give you a hook. This is a hook I see on a lot, or this style hook I see on a lot of mega bass stuff, like the Grand Siglet and things. It's not a treble, so you do have to. It comes in the package, and see. But I've used another one of these, the spinner bait, and it does catch fish. And I think they're like $1.96 or something like that at Academy when I picked it up. Like I said, I have never seen them before. I know it's an older brand. I know they're nothing new, but for the price, I picked them up, and it works. So another thing, I believe Adam and Adamira is fishing, and I think Matt was talking about it. But I do a lot of frog fishing. I have a lot of ponds with lily pads, weeds. Later, guys, I'm going to drive to South Carolina to see y'all in the private chat. Adam, I sent you a link. Thanks, Brendan. Safe travels. Be careful out there on the roads. But anyways, I fish a lot of murk and tough. So this is just your standard Johnson weedless spoon. I do have like a little trailer to put on the back of it to kind of mimic a frog. Want to give that technique a try when I get an opportunity. But I consider this ultralight because this is a 1/4 ounce spoon. There's nothing special about it. You can buy them at Walmart or anywhere. It does have a weed guard that supposedly is going to help. Yeah, and that's definitely metal. or 10 or whatever they make this out of. So we're going to see if that can become a different variation on frogging. That's an old school bait right there. You know, JP, I seem to gravitate towards the older stuff, or well, I learn it's older later. Every time I find it's new to me, but I don't know. I just like the way a lot of that stuff works. I like BFS fishing. I like the ultralight fishing. So I don't know. Then the last thing I can show, I can figure out. Oh yeah, it's right here. All right. And once again, some of you guys have probably already seen this stuff, so I apologize if it is. Definitely should work at them. Rig a chunk trailer or zoom spinner bait trailer in your set. Yeah, I definitely got enough trailers. I'm going to try some different things. So, so these are some more of my. Hey, what's up, Tyler? We're just going looking at different baits and stuff. This is all my JDM stuff. I'm going to get in trouble again by showing some of these baits because the people that introduced me to them say I shouldn't show everything, but anyways, this is these are all JDM. Once again, this I've caught fish on already. This is the J Boy. It's that big bud style, you know, or that heading, I should say. This does have a double Colorado blade in the back. It dives pretty decently. It will wake if you reel slow enough. I've never seen a live with roughly 50% of the channel subs on. Well done, Adam. It's not hard when you don't have very many subs. Once again, crawlers. This is the Pompadour Micro Junior. No, is it just Micro? But anyways, caught fish on this. It's just like any other crawler. Metal wings. Crawls pretty good, but with that metal, you get a little bit more of a noise. And I've talked about these baits several times. This is the Megabass Grand Siglet. Great bait, caught a lot of fish on it. Flies, casts very well. The one thing I feel like it doesn't have the best possible hookup ratio with this particular hook style. Maybe it's just my experience. I don't know. But there's another variation of the bait, which I've showed off, and that's the Duo Realis. Now, a couple of unique things about the Duo is it does, unlike the Megabass, it does have this skirt material here, and it has double treble hooks. I feel like this has a better hook set ratio, and the skirt material definitely draws them in a little bit. But what's unique about the skirt material is you're eventually going to get one that you fish a lot like this one, and it has no skirt material left at all. But you can actually open this up and replace the skirt material inside, or change the color out if you wanted something custom. This is the same Duo Realis. This is just the micro version of it. Let's see, what else I have in here. Oh, I must have not put that. I was fishing a bait today. I didn't put back in here. Better find it. Also with Megabass, I had been waiting forever for these to come in stock. They finally did. Dave Jolly was kind enough to alert me to it, so I picked them up. This is the Megabass Nano Siglet. And This is their B color. Like I've said in the past, this is soft, fuzzy to the touch. It's unique. I have the translucent neon green one, and I don't think I've showed you guys this one before because I just now put it back in my box. This is their night color. So you got the red eyes, but it glows in the dark. So give that a try. Yeah. Tyler, that's the Florida tan special. You can looking like Epic Eric tonight with sunglasses tan. Yeah, it looks even worse because the lighting's so well. But I mean, you can see where my shirts end. It's definitely a Florida thing. I burnt the crap out of my knees today because in the kayak, since your knees are up, But yeah. Let's see. I'm not gonna show that one. So one of the baits I was fishing today, but I didn't put it back in, was the Lucky Craft little goldfish. This is a smaller version of that. This is the sinking version. Pretty good action. The tail's unique on it. Let's see if you guys can see that. There you go. Back and forth. And if you reel it slow enough, it will wake. And then I'm trying to think. Matt, correct me if I get the name wrong. Those fuzz ones are, let's see, mostly panfish or bass on the micro sizes. Tyler, most of my catches on all the micro stuff is bass. I do catch panfish on them because obviously they'll hit at it, but if you throw them in areas where the bass are, they hit on them. In fact, like, I'm trying to think. I think every bait in here has only caught bass. Yeah. And then those fuzz ones are cool. They remind me of the Megabass Rad-X that have fuzzy paint jobs. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if there's any value to the fuzziness. Is it something that catches the fisherman? I don't know, but it's unique. It's cool. I'm not mad about it by any means. I know that late. So, Matthew, can you remind me of the name? I think this is the Tappy Micro. Is that the name of this bait? It's hard, these micro baits, to get my hands out of the way. So you do have, this is like a tail that kind of floats. It's not a blade. Then you have the underbody blade, then your hook. Yeah, it's tappy. That's what I thought. Caught a couple fish on this. It will wake. Micro tappy. Thank you, JP. A lot of fun baits. And then I wish Brendan hadn't left because I know he's a big swim bait guy. So I couldn't tell you what brand these are. These were like an Amazon, hey, recommended for you. But check this swim bait out. So, it is jointed, but there's like a little bit of cloth in the middle, and that's what's holding the joints together. So they were inexpensive. Like I said, they were a Amazon recommendation. So, and then finally, that I have in here are some of my frogs. This is the first thing I caught on BFS. Just a standard hollow body frog. Nothing, just really really good. This is I always want to call it paprika, but it's not. Paprika, I believe, is the brand. You can get these on BFS Empire. That same brand, I don't even remember what they call these. It's like this little bug alien looking thing. It is a hollow body. These tiny things are hard to show you guys. It's got your frog hook, got a little blade on the back. Um, and then this is another variation from the same brand. Oops. Okay. There, it's got a little bit of line on it. Just a little hollow body frog. And then it's got a spinner on the bottom. So the frogs will probably definitely slay the panfish. And then JP, it is a great. That's a sick bait. I've crushed him on that bait. Some big bass too, actually. What bait you talking about? Oh, the micro tappy. Yeah, it's an awesome bait. And once again, I have to give all my JDM bait purchases. That credit goes to Matt. You have a question about JDM baits, you talk to Matt. He knows them all. He can get you squared away. I'm surprised you don't catch snakeheads on those baby frogs. I don't even know if we have snakeheads down here. Yeah, Tennessee. I have a lot of tiny baits. I've gotten pretty good with them. Tennessee, you're not in our group chat. Not too long ago, I was throwing one of those Lucky Craft. I know they have a name. Matt or Tyler will know the actual name, but I just call it my goldfish bait. And I was throwing it on a 5.6 ultralight rod, and unfortunately hooked into like a 4 or 5 pound bowfin. I caught it, and it was not easy. Oh, y'all do Adam mostly. So, Kara, I fish everything. I do a lot of canals. That's what I was fishing in today in the kayak. I do fish we do have rivers around here. A lot of little tiny ponds, ditches. I mean, little ditches, open water. Pretty much in Florida, if it has water and it can maintain that water, whether it be a spring or runoff, whatever, um, there's fish in it. Yeah, Tim, that's the brand for those little tiny frogs. You should have bullseye snakeheads. They mainly are in the channels and stuff. If they exist, Matt, I have never caught one. But I know today when I was out fishing, because the water I was in was super clear, which I of course forgot my white swim baits, but saw a ton of sheep's head, alligator gars, snooks, mullets. Didn't see any reds, and then I saw a few bass, but they were all broken because nothing wanted to eat anything. JP, then you need to check the INX label. Yeah, the J Boy. I exposed Matt's secret bait, so I talk about it all the time now. If you like that tappy, JP, you need a J Boy in your life. I think like the first second cast I ever had of this, it just got demolished. And they come in different colors. I think they call this Black Rain. Let me get this hook out of my finger real quick. So yeah, this is the J Boy. Let you see that color up close. And then this is another color. Damn, that's nuts, man. You need to get on. Yeah, everybody should own a J Boy. So, and they come in various colors. I think it's a hookup only type purchase, but yeah, stay. Matt, I was looking at that bait after Adam mentioned it. It's definitely on my radar. I love throwing micro baits when I'm fun fishing. I guess I'm always having fun fishing then because I throw a lot of micro baits. But yeah, the J Boy is really cool. The micro pompadour is good. The Mega Bass Siglet, the Duo. I mean, they're all great. But JP, if you've never gone to, I mean, I know you cannot get the J Boy, but if you like ultralight micro stuff, go check out Bait Finesse Empire. You don't have to do BFS fishing to throw the baits. You know, just any ultralight setup will work. But they have name brands, you know, that we're used to, and then they have off the wall stuff like those little tiny frog things. But yeah, those are really cool. So, anything else, or any questions, or anything I can show, or all right. I do have let's see. I do have a hookup order coming in. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. Oh, and then I have a couple more kayak pieces coming in and working on that. I've been working them to restock those for a minute, and that T-Bud. Yeah, are you talking about that Z-Craft base, Matt? Because ever since you shared that with me, I'm constantly checking on it. Baby sized soft plastics you use. Baby size? Okay. All right. So pretty much when it comes to that Bait Finesse Empire is a sweet website. Thanks for reminding me about it. I think you mentioned it another time. Yeah, JP, I try to throw out everybody where I get stuff until I get sponsored. But you will like very first. So in the soft plastic world, I pretty much only throw a couple things. As far as micro, I do throw the mule donkey tails. This is morning dawn, or well, they call it Dakota. So the donkey tails, just a white. They call it Karma. These are their 1.6 inch. And if you guys want to see, I also they're horsefly. Once again in the Karma color. What color is this? Oh, I apologize. These are the Donkey Tail Juniors. This is their little smaller size. This is Pasture Fire. Just tiny paddle tails. But probably my number one micro bait that I throw is from the Z-Man, the micro fries. These are just have unbelievable action. They get destroyed. I've caught bass on them. I've caught panfish on them. Another bait I wanted to show that that I could easily show you without digging, but I'm excited to try. And I've never actually taken these out of the package, so This is for Wacky Rig micro style. This is a Raid Japan bait. Ooh, wow. Those are, yeah, those are coated, oily. This is called the Little Two-Way. It is designed to be wacky rigged. So now that I'm holding it, now I gotta go throw it as soon as possible. What color was this? Tenga Ibai. Yeah, I'm not even gonna worry about pronouncing that. Good night, Michael. I thought my PB snake had on that J boy. But yeah, so I'm excited. Like I said, it's designed for wacky rig. I'm sure you can rig it other ways. Ned rig it, maybe even drop shot. I don't know what that scent is. It's not shrimp, but they are oily. Yeah, I don't know what that scent is. But yeah, this is from Raid Japan, Little Two-Way. So definitely now that I've actually held them, I've got to I've got to throw them. The other bait, I don't know if I have one laying here. I don't know that I would call it a micro. Well, let me see. I think I actually have one laying right over here. Or I did. Yeah. This is another Raid brand. I wouldn't call this micro, but good night, Tennessee. But this is the Micro Dodge. It is a soft plastic. Takes about a 1 to 2-aught hook. Weedless. So there's your hook slot on the bottom. And then there's your hook groove in the front for it to sit in. So you're weedless. It's got this Flashaboo as a tail. Your wings. It is a crawler, but with that design, it can also be tossed like a. I mean, when I throw these, I toss them everywhere, no matter what, into the worst of the worst, and they don't get hung up. You do have the wings, but you can actually. I'm not gonna take it out because this is a new one, but you can take the wings out, turn it into more like a walk the dog or frog style bait. So I don't know if I would consider this a micro bait, but it's definitely a small bait. It's smaller than an average toad or frog. So, but and it's funny. We were talking about this one time on Hookset's or Tyler's stream, and Raid seems to be the only one of the few that does it. So when you buy these, I believe it's a pack of 4, but they perforated. And we were talking about that one night. They actually perforated the packaging, so you don't have to take them all out with you. You can take off little bits and pieces. So I really like that. But anyways, that's pretty much all I have for tonight. Like I said, I have an order coming from the hookup. I do have an order from Tackle Warehouse coming, but that's a couple things for the kayak. I need a pack of those myself. Oh, the Raid Micro Dodge. Is that what it's called? The Micro Dodge? Because they have what? There's like 4 different sizes of the Dodge. You have the 2 sizes in the plastics, and then you have the regular Dodge size, which is this. And then they have the Deca Dodge, which is bigger than this. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but they have 4 Dodge sizes. So, but that's everything I have for tonight. If you guys could, make sure you like the video, share with whoever you think would care to watch. And once again, when we hit the first 100 people or subscribers, I'll be doing this giveaway of the Rat Benny in the mink color by Thunderhawk Lures, a little topwater mouse wake bait. And that's pretty much what I have. But appreciate everybody for coming tonight. I know it was kind of late. I was trying to avoid interrupting anybody else's streams. I asked people tonight if they were going on. They never answered. And then the moment I created mine, they're like, oh, I'm live. Not to name any names, Jermaine. But anyways, it's all good. All right. With that, everybody have a great night. Tyler, have a great night. Can't wait to catch your next live. Tyler, I just want you to know now, if I ever, I am definitely going to steal your budget making a cart for somebody. I love that idea. It was really fun to watch last night. I was really kind of disappointed at myself that I dozed off at the end. But yeah, maybe I could do. Maybe somebody will want me to build them a micro bait cart or something. So we'll see. I like nightcap streams, buddy. Don't bother me. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Hook Sets Are Free or Tyler, go check out his YouTube channel. Got a lot of different interesting baits. Really cool tackle. If you're into bourbon, he always has a good recommendation on that. But last night was really unique. One of Daniel, he gave, I don't know the back end of everything, but basically he gave Tyler access to his discount tackle account. So Tyler was able to go in and shop like he was Daniel. And they had parameters like a budget set and a couple of things. And Tyler explains all that. But he went and did the shopping for Daniel. And it was fun. Like, it was unique because as Daniel said, he got baits that he would never even have thought about getting. And I've done the same thing. I've had like all my JDM baits when I first started buying them. I had Matthew build me a cart. Now, we didn't do a YouTube video or anything about it. He just did it behind the scenes. And once again, I would never in a million years have purchased a J-Boy or that style bait. It just never clicked in my head. Or the little Lucky Craft goldfish. So it's a unique. It was a unique video, and always hit these people up. These people, Matthew, Brendan, Adamira, Tyler. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But if you ever want to have fun, and if they're willing or have time, they're usually up to build you a little cart, depending on what you're looking for. You obviously go to different people. If I want JDM, I would go to Matthew. If I was looking for big swim baits, I would think Brendan. Overall plastics and different variations, probably Tyler. I mean, he seems to know every plastic color ever made. But anyways, it was a really cool stream last night. I really encourage everybody to go check out Hook Sets Are Free. It was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to do some variation of that at some point. Yeah, Daniel, I know you got a lot of cool things, and I bet you are excited about that coming in the mail. But yeah, that's all I have tonight. Hopefully one day all this baits and tackle will be organized and clean, but who knows? So, all right, everybody, have a great night. Appreciate it. Talk to you guys next time. See ya.